Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been a minute since I uploaded a thing. Let me look at you right there. Yeah, there we go. I've been uploading as much content on the hardcore world and any other worlds that are kind of on the 1.18 because I know the update's really close, so I kind of wanted to wait till I could do more stuff with that already kind of installed. But yeah, I have been, however, even when I was working on the other videos, I have been working on this over here on Bedrock. Meeting some of my friends. Yes, I have friends, and I'm pretty sure they're real. But yeah, so I've been working on a few things with them, or not with them, but kind of for them, with them, whatever. I do know a decent amount of, redstone, not redstone stuff, but, redstone and command blocks, the more complicated side of Minecraft. And one of the things I'm working on is this here. Now, this is a world solely dedicated to me kind of making mini-game style stuff, fun adventures for me and my friends. So the biggest ones are here in the corner, hide and hunt, or hiders and hunters. Basically hide and seek, but there are different maps we can choose from. So the first one I ever did was this one over here, the castle one, and it used to be just it led directly to there, but I decided to build 3 more because my friends my friends really did enjoy the castle one, so I decided to build a few more. This one being my favorite so far, I think, but definitely had a lot of fun building them. Took some time though to perfect, balancing, what's the terrain like versus what's the actual game going to be. So the way they work, I'll explain on the original one. So you hit the button, it tells you what you are, hider, and you're given a loadout. So your loadout is food, a splash potion of swiftness, and of slowness. So that you can use the slowness on the hunter, or you can use speed on yourself to kind of help evade or, juke the hunter. So now once you get inside here, you can run, you can hide, there's different spots. I don't want to give them away just yet because we are planning on doing a few videos on here as soon as, we can organize ourselves together. It's been a little bit difficult. It's kind of why you haven't seen anything, I would say, because it's kind of hard to plan ahead for these kind of things, at least for my specific friend group. I definitely did need them to help playtest because I did forget that, hey, when you die, you drop your loadout. So if you die with your stuff, then someone else picks it up. Then you end up with a load of people with much stuff if you keep playing around, so I gotta fix that. But other than that, most of them have done pretty well. So if we go ahead and spawn in, now when you spawn as a hunter, I'll show you because it kind of is standard between all of them. You spawn in with blindness, or you're in an area where you can't really get out and you're blinded. And when the blindness wears off, that's your cue of, hey, you can leave. Once spawn is clear, just press the button. So we're gonna give this a second. Alright, so down here, this is the brig, so obviously, hunter spawns in here. There's a couple cells you can try to hide in or hide around. And there's definitely, this one, unlike all the other ones, has like a full crew kind of running through, so you have like the guards here. And then even, most of them are up here on this second floor, or deck, whatever you want to call it. It's like the common area, so these guys are playing pool. There's a lot of card tables, all of them kind of enjoying a time here. Don't know what this is. This is just kind of how it's like, this corner's kind of empty. So I have everybody kind of here standing, looking at a weird map thing. Kitchen and galley over here. There's some storage rooms in the back on this side. Not super complicated. I think there's like a random stuff you can hide in. Of course, you won't find the painting. A lot of rooms have this kind of like dresser drawer design thing. You can hide in those. This is a whole room full of them. There's like a cool room over here, like a blacksmith dude back here. Not much else. Kelp, I don't know. I ran out of ideas towards the end of it. And then all the way on the other side of here, there is the crew's quarters. Now, obviously, there's not enough quarters for all these guys, but, creative license. So a lot of these have like individual bedrooms. So, of course, everyone's going to have a closet right there. Just like it, they're all just a little bit different. They have their own, colored bed, a little bit of theming. Not gonna show you all of them, but yeah, they're all pretty cool. At the end, there's some closets, just with some random stuff in it, kind of to give a better atmosphere. But on top deck, you have just kind of, the main deck here, the cannons. There's, the map room here, captain's quarters. Get his own big fancy bed. There's a treasure room you can get into and hide in there. A lot of stuff you can do. I was gonna do the sails unfurled, but I was having a difficult time getting them to look how I wanted, so I ended up just having them all put together like that. And over here, the last one, which actually no, I don't think I showed you the maze yet. But this one's a little bit different than the other ones. So the maze one, unlike, I mean not the maze one, the pyramid one, focuses primarily on buffs. So the buffs are just these command blocks that are set up here, which they break when you leave and come back, but they act fine once you set them up, and then if you want to run a few rounds, they hold up just fine. So each buff, you know, obviously is either good or bad. I guess the debuff is bad. So there's one debuff. It's a hunger debuff for the hunter to kind of activate if he wants to, you know. Speed, I think, is the most fun one. Like, we did some playtests of this, and it is hilarious. You can juke at Mach speed if you can control it right. You know, you're in chase in straight line, turn to 180, run behind him again. It's great. Now, the problem I had with this originally was like, okay, well, every time we come back, we're gonna run in and set it up beforehand. There's invisibility down there. It's kind of like a catch-22 because you'll be invisible, then the hunter will be invisible, so it's kind of hard to judge. That one might get nerfed later. We haven't enough playtesting to know. But yeah, it's definitely been, of all the ones we played, I think this one was, you know, the most fun, I would say, just solely based off that alone. And we didn't even utilize, you know, the whole map, so I'm sure if you have people playing, it would be hilarious. Good fun. That jukebox was there from us messing around. But the thing is, too, the map is fully resettable. So like I was saying, you had to come in and set it every time. If we have buffs on, and we go ahead and reset, and we go back in, if you notice, they're not on anymore. So you use this button, whoever's last alive will actually go and turn this on, use it to get back, and actually resets it all for us that way. It's good to go every time. And then the maze, I mean, it's the maze, but the difference here is like, okay, I just built a regular maze, you know, everyone would learn the pattern. I'm not going to sit here and rebuild a maze, you know, every time I play. So what I ended up doing was having challenges between you and the other side on top of it being a maze. So there's some parkour to get through it, or you can skip it and go around. This kind of rectangle section here, this middle square section, and this section here are all kind of have vindicators and some, whatever you call these things, the big rhino dudes, ravagers. So they're marked off by these things here. So when you see a door like this, they can't actually get through that, so they stay confined within their areas. This is a little glass maze you can go through. But yeah, there's a lot of little hidden things you can get to. There's a puzzle right at the end, just to throw you off a little bit. So the hunter has a chance, because obviously, you know, you spawn in, you're blind and slow for a second, so they can't immediately kill you. So on top of that, the hunter's chasing you, you have to worry about getting killed by one of these mobs and getting through the maze. So we played a few rounds of it the other day. Definitely was fun, definitely entertaining, definitely didn't seem like it was too hard. You know, I might actually have to make it a little tougher, because I think one of my friends kind of just started running through it every time he was a runner. So I had to change up some things. I think it's a little bit easy once you get past this section. I think this section needs a wall somewhere, or like a more difficult path, like about right here. But we'll get to that, I guess, later. Y'all probably see it in a video eventually, if we can get people together. Which, as you can guess, this one does not have a reset, because where do you put a reset in a maze unless I'm going to put resets all over? But at the very end, there is play that takes you back to here, like all the other ones do. But yeah, that's all of them so far. This one here, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but this is going to be another minigame, a different type altogether. I haven't started working on it just yet, but I think it's going to be really cool. There's some stuff in the nether that I worked on. It wasn't really too good. There's just some basic parkour lining the room here. And this over here is some of us were goofing around and, like, you know, having building competitions. And I wanted, like, you know, of course, when we build it, we can't just, you know, keep filling up the world with clutter. So what I ended up doing is, you know, we were judging and stuff. So we have kind of like a judge's booth up here that kind of sits and watches over. And then over here, you have these rooms, but just designated areas where you can come through and, you know, have your little building competition. And then when you're done, they're all fully resettable, the entire square. When you click the button over here, it resets it. You can play as many rounds as we want. When we're done, we can go back here and take us back to the main hub. But yeah, I spent a decent amount of time playing on this side of, Minecraft. But regardless, it has been a lot of fun, and I do hope we can get some videos out soon of it, because it is really fun and chaotic. And with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.